I want to start out by introducing the team. My name is Renee Bonds, and I work for Housing Development Corporation. And then we have the relocation team here. We have Mike Edens. He's with CVR and Associates. He's vice president of the company. And we have relocation specialists. We have Shannon Cobb, Champagne Blackwell. She's not here today, but you'll meet her. We have Jasmine McPeters, and we have Kim McDaniel. And the people that I just mentioned are going to be working with you on a regular basis as we get this process going. What we're here to talk about is the redevelopment of this site. And what we mean by that is that there's going to be a team that comes in and renovates your building and your property. It's going to make things beautiful. It's important that we get your input about it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But all of this is about your home and your site. And it's really important that we share this information because it's going to benefit you. You live here. This is your home. Your children are here. And we want to make this a nice, vibrant environment for you to be in. The goals of today's meeting is to provide you with information about the renovation, is to, again, gather your input because you live here. We want to know what you want, what things that you want to put into your environment. We want to explain the development and relocation process. They're two separate things. One is the construction and the site work that's going to be done. The other part, relocation, that's the team that's here. We're responsible for making you comfortable through this process. It's going to be a long process, so we're going to develop a great relationship together, and you're a part of the team. We need you to work with us. Lastly, we're going to address your questions and concerns because a lot's going to be going on here. You're going to have a lot of questions. We're going to be here for a couple of years helping you through this, and we want to be able to answer all of your questions and make sure that you have a very clear understanding about what's happening on this site. We understand that there's some language issues here. There's various languages that are spoken here, and we will be working with you. We're going to get translators here and interpreters so that you can get this information in your own language and so that you can ask questions and feel comfortable in our communications. Okay, now I'm going to turn this over to Mike. Mike's going to give you information again about the renovation and about the relocation process. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Renee. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Giddens. I'm with CVR Associates. CVR is a national consulting firm. We work with lots of residents all over the country to go through projects like this where the owner is looking to make significant changes to the property so that it improves the quality of life of the units that you're in. When that happens, or to make that happen, we will need to temporarily relocate residents throughout the life of the project, and we'll kind of go over what that looks like today. There's a lot of questions that will come up that you might not be comfortable sharing today, so feel free to call the number or send an email. There's also one-on-one appointments that are coming up with everybody, so you'll meet with different members of the team, such as Jasmine or Kim or another member. Her name is Champagne. She'll be here next week to meet with folks as well. But we're here, and we're going to be here throughout the month of April to be available to talk about what's going on, to get a sense of what your needs are so that we can minimize the impact that this will have on you and your families. Underneath the business card is a survey. So it's important for us to know what you think the property needs and what your unit might need. And so if you could fill out this survey and bring it to your one-on-one appointment to let us know what it is that you would want to see updated or renovated within your specific unit or the community. So in terms of the development and design goals, the overall idea and concept of what we're trying to do here is improve the health and educational outcomes for the families by implementing best practices and different designs within the residential communities. We're looking to lower home energy costs by improving each unit with energy efficient appliances and other fixtures that will reduce the overall cost of your electric bills or gas bills that you're paying, as well as encourage physical and community socialization for healthy lifestyles for residents of all ages by delivering modern designs, as well as state-of-the-art equipment and access to relevant programming. In order to kind of get an understanding of what all that means, there's another page on here that talks about currently what we're planning on doing at the property under this unit amenities section, as well as a site amenities section. And we kind of started with asking you what you would want to see on the property. And we're going to tell you what we're currently planning for to see if we can add some of these other things that you guys think would be great to add to your units and the community as a whole. In the units, what we're intending to do is update the heating and cooling with new central air systems in every unit. We're looking to add new appliances, energy efficient appliances to all of the units throughout the community. So you'll have new appliances, refrigerators, stoves, looking to update the kitchen and bathroom cabinetry. So new fixtures in your kitchens and bathrooms, as well as new kitchens and water faucets. So new fixtures in both your bathrooms and in your kitchens. Getting washer and dryer hookups where possible. So we're going to look at what each unit has and the ability to possibly put washer and dryer hookups in the units when it's possible. It doesn't seem like it's going to be possible in every unit, but that's something we're definitely looking at. New vinyl plank flooring and hyperallergenic carpet in the bedrooms. We're looking at new shower and tub combinations, which might be a little bit different if we have accessibility units. So the accessible units that someone needs a wheelchair or something like that might have a different tub or shower setup than the rest of the units, but you're looking to get new tubs and showers at the property, new light fixtures, new energy efficient windows and doors, both on the interior and the exterior of your units. So you'll have new exterior doors that go to the outside and then new interior doors that are into your bedrooms. Child-safe cordless blinds. We're going to be adding some new units that are designed for families that have mobility or audio-visual needs. And then external beautification and upgrades to the buildings, including a new roof. In terms of the site amenities, we're looking to renovate the community building with a new computer center, which will come with new computers and printers, free Wi-Fi, furnished arts and crafts corners, as well as new appliances in the kitchenette, as well as new laundry facilities with new washers and dryers, community mailbox upgrades, children's play area with new playground equipment, a fenced-in community garden. I think someone mentioned a garden, right? So a fenced-in community garden, exterior covered gathering areas, new updated lighting throughout the community, and new landscaping. So as of right now, that's kind of what we're looking at improving in the community that you're currently living in right now. So on the next slide, or on the next page that you have, it talks about the timeline. And if you look at the timeline, it's really not starting until January of 2026. So it's April. So construction and things aren't going to start for like, what is that, 9 months-ish, 9-10 months? So this is not happening right now. This is something we're planning for because it takes a long lead up time to prepare for it and to get everything in place so that we can, make sure we have construction, ready to go. Depending on what building construction would start in, we're able to move residents out of your current units so that the units that you're currently in can be rehabbed into the upgrades that I was talking about. And so we're looking at relocation expected to begin in January of 2026. Followed up by construction would be starting in February 2026. And the process of rehabbing the entire community is likely to take around 21 months. But we're going to be doing it in a phased grouping of buildings. So either 1 or 2 buildings at a time, meaning depending on which building we would start in, if we're starting in building 1, the families that are living in building 1 will need to move out for a temporary period of time so that the rehab can take place. And then we can move families around the property to be able to rehab all of the units over a 21-month period. So kind of thinking what this means to you is it means most people will likely have to move one time, okay? Most people will move from your current unit to a renovated unit. Everybody is going to have to move. some people, a fewer number of people, will have to move twice. So you'll be the first building that gets rehabbed, and you'll move, and then you'll move into a renovated unit once one's ready for you. So all of that has not been determined yet. We haven't decided which building we're starting in. So what we have planned is these one-on-one appointments over the next several weeks. So you should have gotten something delivered last week by Jasmine in Champaign that told you a date and time of when you're supposed to come to a one-on-one meeting where you'll meet someone with the team to talk about what your situation is, so we can learn about you and your family to figure out where we can actually start construction. Okay. We just need information so that we can figure out what the best strategy for moving families would be so that we can make the rehab move as quickly as possible. The longer it takes to relocate families, the longer, the rehab takes. So it's not easy. Moving is awful. I despise it, but it's something that we're going to have to do to be able to improve your units and improve the community as a whole. Also in the packet on the next page gives you our relocation contact information. So this is our phone number and our email address. So if you have questions, you can reach out to us directly and we will respond to you as it relates to those questions. Again, if you call us and you need to speak to us in a specific language, we have a language resource that we can have a translator on the phone with us who can translate the conversation into whatever language you might need. On the next slide, it talks about resident moving assistance. So the goal and the intent of a redevelopment of this nature, it's a project that's going to be coming with federal funds, meaning federal monies coming into the project to help pay for the cost of the rehab. When that happens, there's a variety of protections that families receive under the Georgia Department of Community Affairs and the U.S. government's program called the Uniform Relocation Act. Those two entities, the state entity and the federal entity, have required guidelines that we apply to the project. And I'm saying this so that we're required to make sure that we minimize the impact that this is going to have on you and your families. The intent is to minimize the impact by you not being responsible for any expenses related to the move that would be incurred, right? And so when it comes time to move, folks, we'll be responsible for providing you with a moving company that will move your belongings from your unit to another unit so that you don't bear that expense. Things such as packing material would be covered. If you have to transfer your utilities and there's a reconnection fee, that would be covered. We would either pay for those costs directly on your behalf or reimburse you directly. If you don't want us to provide you with a mover and you want to move yourself, you can provide us with receipts for the expenses that you incur, and we will reimburse you for those costs. So the point is to minimize the impact it has on your lives and to minimize and reduce and have no cost to you. All right, what's coming next is starting tomorrow through the rest of this week and basically through the rest of April, there's a variety of one-on-one meetings that are scheduled with Jasmine and Kim and Champaign, who are going to talk to you and have you fill out paperwork and tell us what's going on with your family so we can figure out what barriers you might have that would prevent you from relocating, or what needs you might have so that we can put you in an appropriate unit. So if you have like an accessibility need, or you can't be on the second floor because you have a cane or a walker or whatever the case might be, our goal is to find out what you need through the relocation process so that when the time comes in January, we can already have a place figured out for where we can move you to, either temporarily or where you're going to move permanently into a rehabbed unit. So there's some additional notices that will be coming out to you in the mail through certified mail. Any kind of project like this where there's state and federal funds that are involved in the project, there's very prescriptive things we're required to provide you in terms of notification of what's coming up. The first notice you're going to get, probably certified mail, hopefully by the end of this week or early next week, is called a general information notice. And it's going to give you more information based off of what I'm talking to you guys about today, talking about the Uniform Relocation Act. What that letter or notice is basically saying is it's informing you that this is a property that's going to be getting federal funds to redevelop it, and it's notifying you of your rights under the Uniform Relocation Act. It will also tell you, do not move. If you move out of the property before it's time, there's no relocation benefits. So you'll need to be working with us at the point of relocation and when we're ready to start moving you. If you move out at any point between now and whatever the date actually ends up being that we start relocating families, there will not be any relocation benefits in those cases. So if you're thinking about moving out or you're going to move out over the summer, there's not going to be any benefits available to you because you're going to be moving out before the project is rehabbed. So just kind of keep that in mind.